How did Breaking Bad get the name Breaking Bad? Well, creator Vince Gilligan is from Virginia and explained that the phrase Breaking Bad is a southern regionalism.
It means to raise hell.
He just assumed everyone knew what it meant, but quickly learned that wasn't the case. The head of Sony even asked Vince,
"Can't you think of a better title?" And I said, "Well, I kind of like this one." He says, "I don't know what the hell it means."
To think we were this close to the show being called Average Man Cooks Meth. The infamous pizza on the roof scene. Contrary to some rumors, this was not improvised. In fact, it was so planned that the crew set aside hours to film it and had a giant stack of pizzas ready to go. But Bryan Cranston landed it on his first try because he's a goddamn professional.
He stuck it!
As to why the pizza isn't cut, they addressed that with a quick line in a later episode.
This place, they don't cut their pizza and they pass the savings on to you.
I'm gonna be talking about that Gus scene. Gus's death scene in Breaking Bad was a huge undertaking. It combined two separate shots composited together to get the final result. First the explosion, then Giancarlo Esposito walking out. Gus's blown up face was a practical prosthetic piece he wore on set that was then mostly replaced with CGI. Vince Gilligan was very particular about how he wanted the scene to come out and ended up doing 19 takes of the reveal of Gus's face. And the last take is the one they ended up using. As for Hector's character, who knows? He may still be alive.
My character ends up in the air. We don't know what happens.
How'd you film a scene where a giant machine gun mows down a bunch of Nazis? Carefully. When they wrote the opening scene of season 5, they had no idea how the gun was going to be used.
I think we're thinking at the time he would just go full on Rambo and just, shoot the hell out of the place.
Eventually, they came up with the perfect idea. The gun and contraption were real. It shot blanks, while squibs, which are rigged small explosives, were simultaneously set off. They then shot the interior scene, which involved a wide shot of the actors collapsing while squibs went off behind them. The crew then got close-up shots of the carnage. The only CGI they used in the scene was to add in the tracer bullets. Now, if you think this scene is over the top and not doable in real life, think again, because the Mythbusters proved otherwise.
And I believe we can finally call a Breaking Bad test plausible.
Yeah! We finally got one!
Spoiler alert for this 10-year-old scene. Mike's death scene was more in-depth than you think. Him getting shot was actually a combination of two separate takes merged together. One was of the window actually being shot and shattered, and one was of Bryan Cranston pretending to shoot a window that wasn't actually there. Put it together and you have one of the most devastating moments of the show. Mike's death was a big deal to everyone on set, so much so that the crew members wore black bands around their arms on the day of filming his demise. Everyone was sad to see Jonathan Banks go. Except for Bryan Cranston.
Oh, I'm so glad we're getting rid of you. Oh my God.
Did you know Breaking Bad was actually just a dream that Hal had in Malcolm in the Middle? That's right, the real ending has Hal explaining his crazy meth cooking dream to Lois.
I was this meth dealer.
This is a real alternate ending they filmed for the DVD extras. Bryan Cranston was joking about the idea years prior on the set of Breaking Bad. Come the last season of Breaking Bad, a producer brought the idea back up, but this time it was serious. And so the theory was proved. Walter White is in fact Hal Wilkerson.
I'm the one who's knocking.
Walter White's instantly recognizable house. While at this point we all know the outside is a real house located in Albuquerque, which has been the resting place of many a pizza, the inside of the house is all shot on a soundstage. Line producer Stuart Lyon stated that the soundstage house is nothing close to what the inside of the real house looks like. All the lighting is artificial, some doors lead to nowhere, and the walls are missing so the camera crew can film. But the house does have some plumbing. The only catch is it drains into a bucket, so they can't run it for long. The underneath of the house is also fake, giving Walter White a safe space to freak out about his life crumbling apart. Did you know Breaking Bad Season 5 Episode 14, aka the episode where Hank bites it, was directed by none other than Rian Subvert Your Expectations Johnson? It's true. In fact, Johnson was so hell-bent on subverting our expectations that he filmed a scene where Hank survived his ordeal and burst out of his grave the Bride style to go get revenge for Gomi's death. But Vince Gilligan cut the scene when Ryan wasn't looking.
Gomi, I'm gonna avenge your death and take out that neo-Nazi scum.
You may know by now that a young Aaron Paul once appeared on The Price is Right, but what you might not know is the reason why Aaron was acting like a madman.
You're the man, Bob! Oh my, you're my idol!
He was waiting online at 4 a.m. to get into the show, so he drank 6 Red Bulls to keep him going, which they did a little too well. He was also struggling financially at the time, and saw the show as a legitimate opportunity as a source for income, which is why he was absolutely devastated when he lost the showcase. At least he had his weird-ass Juicy Fruit commercial to fall back on. Did you know that every single "Yeah, bitch!" in Breaking Bad was written in the script? Aaron Paul never once improvised the line. That was until El Camino. When he read the script, he realized the word never appeared. So when he had a moment of inspiration at the salad bar, he went with it.
Yeah, bitch.